Hey there, Bixby developers. In today's video, we'll be going over some very nice quality of life updates that have happened recently with Bixby Studio. So as usual, we'll be using my copycat capsule as the example capsule for this.
Huge quality of life update.
And it's a simple capsule that simply says, what you want it to say. But this is a good place to demonstrate some of the nice quality of life updates. And the very first one is going to actually be autocomplete for something that can be, kind of difficult to find the proper information on at times. But let's say you have this kind of info here that says you have a new version, right? Runtime version, whatever. Sometimes, after you delete this and you want to autofill it, you don't really know exactly what version it is, even though there did say 9, but you can also press Control Space now to bring up the autofill. And this will bring up, for example, all the versions available, and you can now simply click the most recent version. How exciting. So the next nice update for this is actually in various view files, as well as just, for example, any type of filling out or any type of autofill for various models. Here we can see that if we want to match concepts now, like here we have a bunch of concepts, we have these concepts here, but in this case, we want to match the output concept. If we start typing out output, you can see that it now has autocomplete for output, which is a very nice quality of life update. Of course, the other concepts in your capsule are also autocompleted. We have copycat, we even have reset, we have voice. We essentially have all these models here that we've created that Bixby has recognized as models as autocompletable things here. Now, of course, this works in pretty much any type of a match pattern situation, right? We can see there that matched also auto-filled the input there. And whether it's voice choices here in this view file, it also auto-completes, as well as even this debugging view that I have, where you can use that to autocomplete all models. Now, this autocomplete also works here, for example, in your action. So let's say you are now trying to autocomplete this concept here, this type where you normally input a concept. So here we can see that it's actually auto-completing the various concepts that we have available. In this case, we want the reset input. And finally, down here, we also have another intent goal situation where it will auto-complete for you in this situation as well. But that's not all. It also auto-completes here in the simulator. And you might be wondering, wait, how does it auto-complete in the simulator? That's simple. Actually, in the simulator, you can type out your intents manually. And there we can see autocompletes goal. And finally, we can even see that it brings up the various goals or, the various concepts here to autocomplete inside the actual simulator. And just like that, we can actually run this intent.
What would you like me to say? This was done via intent in the simulator.
Very cool. And just as something a little interesting about this, I can show you how to set some values for the various, concepts that go into this capsule. So this line of code here, it's clear that we set the input to be, this, this sentence right here. We can also even set the voice for this capsule as well, with a line very similar to the one above. Right here, we can see that we set the voice concept as Lisa. We set the input as this line of text. So let's go ahead and run that.
This was done via intent in the simulator.
Very cool. So now we've actually set the intent as well as we've set the input and voice all through just this, manually intent input. So of course you can, just do this more normally, like as if you were talking to it, ask Lisa to say this was done via voice input.
This was done via voice input.
Now, yeah, you can do it either way, but one way is kind of more clear in terms of what you're setting each concept to be, right? Which is, I guess, the more fancy looking one here. So another quality of life update that I want to demonstrate is actually the component gallery. So this component gallery here has actually been updated, and now it has the audio control thing here. So this is recently added, and you're able to now, let's say you have a capsule that plays a bunch of songs or, some MP3s to the end user. Well, here you can now use the component gallery to insert it as well as to play around with the settings, look at the code, to better familiarize yourself with the with the audio control. And we also have added the permission link as well. This one will allow the user to click on this and then to give the proper permissions to your capsule. And the last thing I wanted to show you guys is an update to the preferences within Bixby Studio. We've added the ability to customize the font size. You can go all the way down to 4, where the text is basically microscopic, all the way up to 72, where the font is comically large. Me personally, I prefer it at the original, I guess, default setting of 14. But you can change this around to whatever setting you like, right? You can do 28, you can do 72, like I said. Sadly, you can't do 73 as the range is 4 to 72. So there you go, a quick summary of the recent quality of life updates we've made to Bixby Studio. I hope you found this video helpful. And yeah, that's it.